focus on the users, on the and on people, the people that really need it, so that we can have a real impact in terms of social, economic, financial inclusion. And I think we can. The way this has been set up is really allowing to have a large common blockchain space for the entire region that is following digital development principles by the book. No, it's interoperable, it's open, it makes blockchain accessible to citizens, and it's been adopted by other multilaterals. No, we have great colleagues at the World Bank and other multilaterals that are collaborating with us and are using it. So this idea of having this common blockchain space, I think it's really powerful. But here's the important thing, it's to hear really what are these use cases, how does this impact people in the region, and what a better way but to listen directly from startups that are deploying solutions that are solving real problems, and that are running these solutions on the blockchain network. So first, I'm going to introduce Eileen Gonzalez, who's co-founder of Atix Labs, a global division. She has more than 10 years of experience in the IT world, and she's focusing on managing high-end blockchain projects. For example, Didi, you'll hear more now. It's a self-sovereign digital identity platform, and it's allowing people from vulnerable neighborhoods like Villa 31 in Buenos Aires to access the benefits of being able to access finance for the first time in their lives. And who else do we have with us, Jean-Michel?
Yeah, I think the second speaker, we have the pleasure to actually welcome Robinson Lopez. He's the CEO of Agros, and they are promoting digitization for small farmers. We will see it's very, very interesting what they are doing, how they are making the small farmers more trustable and basically more inclusive in the whole system, and ultimately how this is changing the way that the farmers are doing and expanding their markets. So we'll have the pleasure to have Robinson Lopez in a minute.
Great, and last but not least, Gaston, Gaston, you're with us. Gaston Jenny, who's the CEO and Director of Corporate Strategy at VU Security. VU Security is a leading cybersecurity multinational now company focused on fraud prevention and identity protection, and it's a company that I love this company and its founder Sebastián Stranieri, and is going from strength to strength, and we're very lucky to have them as one of our allies in the Blockchain Alliance. So thank you so much for being here. We're going to start with you, Eileen. It's really impressive how Didi has impacted in terms of social inclusion, and especially considering that 80% of the beneficiaries of these applications are women. So can you tell us more about the project, how blockchain has enabled this, and how issuing digital identity has facilitated access to financial services for vulnerable populations?
Yes, sure. Well, thanks, Irene, first of all, and it's an honor to be here and be able to share our experience. So thanks a lot for the invitation and giving us this space. It's really important for the startups and for the projects that we are leading in the region. We have started with this project 2 years ago, and this has been the first implementation in the region of digital identity, so we are very glad to be part of it. As you said, 80% of the beneficiaries were women, and as this happens in another vulnerable populations, it's mainly part of the role of women, and they are a little more conscious about the family needs, and they are more like the ones in charge of lead the projects where the financials loans are invested. So we have seen this in Argentina, we have seen this in other countries, but well, this is a nice a statistic that we took from this, and we were able to prove it in our project as well. Privacy and identity are fundamental human rights, so the project empowered individuals to own and use their identity to establish new trust networks. Blockchain and blockchain in particular help us to make that possible. Such connections let them participate in new economic relationships that previously they were not able to use them. So we created some credentials that described the behavior of these communities and supports that they were able to receive financial loans. So LACCHIN facilitated the possibility of creating this identity, this financial identity, without costs over a network, fully validated by nodes, which allowed vulnerable populations and their organizations to access identity without thinking about how expensive sometimes technology can be. So LACCHIN brings this confidence to identity solutions without translating it into operational costs. And for us, that's really important to use this technology in another projects. Actually, we are taking this, we are helping to make this case bigger in Argentina, and also taking the same implementation to another country in Latin America. So, and well, we are using LACCHIN as well to go with us in this new project. Well, also, we saw that the impact during the pandemic was even bigger, because even though that the fact that we went through the worst months of the pandemic, generally in the economic situation in Argentina was really decreased, the economics in general, being able to use digital and distributed tools allow them to continue using the access to financial services. This wouldn't have been an opportunity to them if without the use of technology. So we are really glad that we were able to run this pilot before the pandemic started, and we have seen some of the results during this last year. We hope that the best of these cases are still yet to come, and we are looking forward to being part of it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Helen. It's very interesting and a very good purpose behind what you are doing. So now we have Robinson from Agros, who is going to tell us about how using technology, we are changing a bit the way that farmers are doing business today. So I'm going to give you the floor, Robinson. If you can, just talk about how basically technology helps building a more inclusive world for the farmers, and how this inclusiveness and access to services that they didn't have before actually really changed the way that they are doing their business today. So Robinson, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction, Jan Michel. Actually, you say something important about inclusion. And it's interesting because I will say a little bit numbers about like the big 80. I say that 80% of the food production is related to family farming. At the same time, 80% of poverty is concentrated in rural areas. But there's also another big 80, that it's almost 80% of the infrastructure of the internet connectivity in the rural area. It's of bad quality. So people who live in rural area and family farmers too cannot have access to good internet connection. So we face 2 years ago when we started the project, like how we can build a web of trust, a connection of trust without good internet connection. That's why actually what we have built, it's a digital identity for the farmers, but that doesn't require internet for farmers. It's voice recognition for them. But when we build the technology, we face a second challenge. That's how the technology helps us to scale the impact, but how we can scale the trust. We needed first to scale trust with farmers. So we started working with local leaders, with farmers' sons and young farmers to being like ambassadors of the technology there. But the second part of the problem is that, if we want to connect farmers with formal economy or traditional organizations, how we can scale the trust that we are building with the technology. And that's why, in my opinion, it's so important not just use a good technology, but when we were developing the solution, we understand that we also needed to use a technology that it's backed by a well-trusted organization. That's where blockchain helped us, because when we were talking with the banks and say, okay, we're using, I don't know, a blockchain that was developed by Agros, but some guys in the north part of Peru, they say, okay, it has sense. But when we say we are using a blockchain technology that it's used by many organizations in Latin America, and it's also, there's these super trusted and smart guys behind the blockchain, so say, okay, it has sense to me, let's try it. So that help us to open doors to smallholder farmers, because they say, okay, you have information about the farmers, so now they have a digital identity. Now they can put all the information related with their activity, with their market transactions, all it's there in their digital identity. And without internet, amazing. But how I can trust that actually you cannot, I don't know, be friends with some farmers and benefit them? I understand that the technology works behind, but who are you? That actually was a word for us, a challenge. So that's where blockchain helped us a lot, because we are dealing with traditional organizations that just been talking about blockchain and new trending technologies. It's amazing, but now, like they say, who is behind this? Who is with you? That's the traditional question that an organization or a big stakeholder usually asks to you. That's where, in my opinion, actually choosing blockchain for developing the solution helped us a lot. And also in Peru, in our country, many other organizations have started using blockchain, like Ministry of Health for vaccination records and another application. So that's have like built a brand about blockchain-backed solutions that it's open doors. And that's why right now we say, okay, we are not just open door for agro, we are open door for smallholder farmers that today can say, hey, I'm selling my production to France, I'm selling my production to North America, and hey, I'm a professional that work in the rural area, why not offer me a good loan? That's like the question we are building from the information we are really with farmers. And that's why right now there are farmers that have more than 70 years old. That's 5 years ago, it was impossible for them to get access to a loan because they are too old. It's risky. But now they have so much information in the digital identity, so they can actually ask for a loan, get also good rates. And there are many of them that have received a loan for the first time in their life. So not just talking about the loan, but talking about how technology actually have helped to destroy these barriers and building trust between parties. That's the amazing change that technology it's helping to build today. So that's all.
Wow, Robinson, thank you. And I think we're hearing a lot the word trust, and I think this is fundamental and in what you said and how this can create this value. Thank you so much for these examples, and I think it's a good segue. You did mention that Peru is actually quite active leveraging this technology from the private and from the public side as well, and you mentioned the example of credentials and vaccination credentials as well. So that's a great segue to Gaston, because among the many things that we use security as a leading company in the cybersecurity space in the region is doing, they are also having an impact on the issuance of vaccination credentials using blockchain technology. So I think, Gaston, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Irene. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you to you, Irene and Jean-Michel, to let us be part of this and let the people know about EU contribution to Latin America. Right now, we are serving more than 350 million people in Latin America, so we are very proud of it. And right now, I will talk about COVID-19 vaccination, which is a very sensitive topic right now, and how our solutions can be used for that. We are focused on, on giving digital experiences in a frictionless and secure way, making transparent processes and making them more human. So that is the purpose of the company. Well, regarding the technology that I will present, I want to say that we have developed this with our partners based in blockchain, and it is already developed to be implemented in any country of Latin America that need to use this. This technology is based or start providing a digital onboarding to start vaccination and all other processes that are related to this. So with our solutions, what citizens do is first of all, they create their identity, digital identity, using applications or webs where they can put information about themselves. Then they can provide their biometrics, their face, to be used later in some other processes related to this. And this helps, for example, to track their vaccination. So first of all, governments can be sure that that person is the real person that needs to get the vaccination, and also track the number of doses that they are taking. And regarding that, or because of that, you can then follow up with different steps in the process. So this technology also allows governments to give subsidies to the people that is vaccinated, to track the number of them, to track metrics about that, and then to provide, for example, credit or debit cards for them to be used to consume, so that can help to reactivate the economy of their countries. And this can have a lot of different impacts, and any initiative that the government want to implement can be leveraged by this. We have been working in a lot of projects or initiatives that have positive impact. So we believe that this can make a difference in Latin America. And as I mentioned before, this is a technology that it is already developed. So I encourage any country in Latin America to use this, because I think that this can make a secure experience and more efficient, and everything based on blockchain network. So thank you very much for letting me present this. I'm very happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much, Gaston. And we're coming sort of close to the end. I think it's been great to hear these three different cases. It's the tip of the iceberg of what the potential is. So we're going to try to kind of wrap up with Jean-Michel with some conclusions here.
Yeah, thank you, Irene. First of all, congratulations, Eileen and Robinson and Gaston, for what you are doing. It's simply amazing. I'm an IT guy. I've been working on my entire life in technology, and when I see technology, but with such a positive impact for the region like that, it's just like it's a blessing. So honestly, thank you very much. Congratulations. The second thing where I'm very pleased as well is, this blockchain platform, it is coming from the innovation process that we have at the bank and that we are running with Irene. So when I see again, innovation for a purpose and innovation with some concrete results and positive impact, I'm very, very excited about that. So it's very important. It shows as well, Irene, that the work that we are doing together on the IDB lab and on the IT department is working. So that's a very, very good news. And by the way, I want to thank the team, honestly, who has been working also on the LagChain platform. A lot of people on IDB Lab and IT side and some other side as well have been working. They've been doing a fantastic job. So thank you very much. They must be very pleased to see concretely the positive impact that their work have been generating so far. So that's very, very, very good. It confirms as well what I said at the beginning, is that, blockchain is kind of this monetary layer that we need if we want to build sustainable digital services in the region. Robinson talked a lot about connectivities and trust and credibility, and I think this is very, very, very important. If we want to have digital services for all, so really something that is inclusive, that digital does not create another, gap, and it's completely inclusive, we need to have this foundation layer, and I think this is very, very important. And the fact that we have the LagChain, we can see it honestly right now. It's a competitive advantage for the region. So I'm very, very happy that people are using it. So yeah, just to conclude, when I see what has been delivered so far on LagChain, what we have in the pipe as well, all the opportunities that we have, the positive impact that this technology is creating in the region. I'm an optimistic person by nature anyway, but I'm very, very positive and very optimistic looking at the future. And I think the vision 2025 that we have at the bank to really enable digital services in the region to make a difference, to make an impact, is the right path to go. So I'm very, very positive and very committed and engaged to continue to support that, to continue to support digitalization, to continue to support innovation with you, Irene. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Jean-Michel, and Eileen and Gaston Robinson. Thank you for kind of translating what sometimes can be an abstract concept into kind of real cases and examples of really companies that probably you would not have been involved in development with the multilateral a few years ago, and sort of this is bringing together actors in the development space that are really new and are collaborating in a way that at least 25 years of experience in development finance I had not seen. And so it's really exciting, the combination of skills and different perspectives and abilities that this is bringing together. And it's also why we have Big Lab Forum. It's sort of a group exchange this knowledge and to make more of these connections possible. So I want to just finish with an invitation for those of you who are curious to know more how you can be part of this, how you can use blockchain technology and be a part of the LagChain Alliance. There is going to be, right after this, a workshop, LagChain workshop for startups, deploy your node on LagChain. So very practical. This Big Lab Forum is a place to make things happen. And that's why we make sure that right after this amazing conversation, we had an opportunity for those who are interested to really learn how to use it. Good luck, Eileen, Gaston, Robinson, and for all your endeavors, and really look forward to deploying more use cases with you and making more impact in the region together. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.